Today I'm going to talk about a path out of poverty. China, a country often praised for its development but still facing deep-rooted poverty in certain areas. Today we'll explore the path out of poverty and understand why this issue is crucial for sustainable growth. Let's start with a remarkable story of transformation. Over the past 30 years, China has lifted hundreds of millions of people out of extreme poverty. Back in 1990, 750 million people, more than half the population, were living below the extreme poverty line of $1.9 per day. In 2020, that number dropped to fewer than 1 million. This is a huge progress. However, we must know that many households are still close to the poverty line. Now, let's turn our attention to regional disparities. Poverty in China isn't evenly distributed. It's a tale of contrasts. In 2022, the Western region carried the heaviest burden with 62% of the country's poor living there. In comparison, the Central region accounted for 28%, and the prosperous Eastern region, home to cities like Beijing and Shanghai, had only 10%. Why? It comes to geography and development priorities. The Western region is home to mountains and villages, making it hard to build roads. Finally, let's look at the gap between rich and poor cities. On one side, we have places like Liangshan and Bijie where the average GDP barely reaches $7 billion. On the other side, economic giants like Shenzhen and Shanghai have a GDP over $120 billion annually. This isn't just a number. It's a reflection of unequal access to resources, investments, and opportunities. The question we must ask ourselves is, how can we ensure that the growth benefits everyone? Some argue that China's poverty problem has largely been solved. After all, the World Bank declared in 2020 that extreme poverty in China was virtually eradicated. However, this perspective overlooks relative poverty, a significant issue in richer regions where income inequality is high. For example, the Gini coefficient, a measure of inequality, remains above 0.46, suggesting substantial disparities. We need comprehensive strategies to promote equality. As future business leaders, we have a role to play, like investing in inclusive development, supporting rural entrepreneurs, and advocating for better infrastructure and education.